looked out my window and look what's blooming in my yard. It's gardenia time. Hi y'all. Welcome to Red Robin Farm. Hey everybody. Last week I promised you some outdoor footage, and this week here it is. I'm standing on the front porch. Look, I have a little seating area over there. Isn't that lovely? All of the plastic is off the porch. I took that off, took off all the wiggle wire. Can you see that little building over there? Today Adam has got a day off of school, and he's over there sewing, and he's having so much fun. Oh, you see that little twirly thing hanging off? That's actually a piece of vine that I took off of a branch. I don't know why I've never thrown it out. Let me turn around. Now you see I've still got that door in there. There's some things that need to be taken down. This is a fun little piece of pottery I bought from somebody. Here's some vine that I haven't ripped off yet, but it is dead. Here's the other end of the porch. This was the second end I got off. Now there is one of the shutters that I ripped off of that window. I ripped it off of this side over here. And our plan is to paint those shutters. They're just plastic. They're not wood. They're not fine. But they'll look better if they're some other color. I think we decided on black. I do have some stuff here on the porch. None of it's of any value. I'm not worried about it being here. I just don't have anywhere else to put it, which is a difficulty. We don't have storage. Or we have outbuildings that are really not fit to store anything in. Okay, so I got to go look at this outdoor footage that I've been filming. Some of it is rather old, probably 2 weeks or so ago. So I don't really know what I'm showing you today. I apologize if it's out of date and I'm showing you flowers that are long past, but hopefully it'll be enjoyable anyway. Do you have any friends who just love to get into a bathtub and soak for an hour every day? That would be Bibby. There she is, soaking in the bathtub. In an effort to be kind to my chickens, especially my hens, I've been letting them free range in our yard, which is a very lovely yard. Lots of shade. They've found their favorite places and they've been very happy and eaten lots of bugs. Very nice thing to do. But the last 2 days they haven't laid any eggs in their laying box in the pen, which is unheard of this time of year. And so I thought, they are laying those eggs somewhere else. They have found a new nest where they're depositing all their eggs and just leaving them there. So I went hunting. Let me show you what I found. This is my little side yard by the house. Lots and lots of big shrubs. I hunted in there. I knew the chickens were coming up here or something. This is where Easter egg hunts originated. I'm not kidding you. And here in the corner of the porch, look at my rose bush. This one gets really high. Look down there in the corner. There they all are. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 eggs. That's 2 days worth. Oh, and now I have to reach through the thorny rose bush, of course, to get those eggs. Yeah, you can see they've been coming in on this side. A nice little depression there. One of them's sitting over there and one of them's here, but nobody's broody. They're not trying to do anything with those eggs. They're just leaving them there. Well, they're going to go in the house now. I brought my bowl. There they are. Now there's nothing wrong with these eggs because thankfully our weather has been very cool, almost cold actually, for the last 4 days, including today. So they're not rotten or anything. I'll give them a test when I get inside, but they'll be fine. And now those poor little hens are going to have to stay in their pen for about 3 days so that they can forget about that location and start laying in their laying box again, and we'll see how it goes. I really want them to free range. They've been not naughty so far. They've left my shade bed alone and my herb bed alone, and my potted plants alone, but I can't be hunting eggs I don't want to do an Easter egg hunt every day. I would be remiss if I didn't show you my lavender plants. Oh look, I come outside and look. They just think I have food. That's Bibby. She's not usually friendly. Now see, Sheena is missing, so she must be laying an egg. I should tell you, this is has been a while since the Easter egg hunt that I just showed you. The reason why they were laying elsewhere was because I had locked their pen shut that day, and they couldn't get to their laying box, poor things. Hey, Bibby. Okay, I am showing you lavender, yes. This is the lavender I dug out of the garden in the back that was nearly dead. Look at it. Now it's blooming. It's looking so much healthier, green and silvery gray. It's really grown. This one's looking better. This one is not blooming. I'm not sure why it's not, but it may. Some of these little green ones may. I think it blooms off of new growth. And then this is the one that I bought. Maybe it's been a month or 6 weeks at the Oriental plant sale, and it was probably quadrupled. And this was a little broken piece that I stuck in the soil there, and it looks like it's going to survive. I did it with there. I did it there. So I may end up with a good bit of lavender. I'm quite excited about that. They're looking really good. Yeah, look at these birds. Look at my rosemary. It's got a crepe myrtle growing in the middle of it. It's huge. I've got another really big one way down there past the tarragon. So there's the birds. Hey, birds. Such a pretty day. All right, let's go on and look at some more of that footage. Hello, Sheena. Are you the greeting committee? The rest of the birds. Hello, what do you want? Snacks? And there's everybody. They're gonna go play in the willow cups over there. I do think that my hens and my rooster are all doing so much better since they've been free ranging in the house lot instead of me putting them back into the orchard, which we're going to visit in just a minute. The house lot is closer to the road. The dogs are out there. We're out there. And the predators are not as willing to attack them, even though they're kind of more out in the open like this. They just walk all over the yard in the shade of the pecan trees. Now here's Mr. Sparky joining them. And you'll see he does eat some. They're just pecking at grass, but what they really want is bugs. And when you see them scraping and then pecking, they're scraping for bugs. But notice how he stands erect like that. They eat all day long, and he watches. He keeps his head way up. Roosters tend to have long necks, and they stick them straight up, and they're always looking for predators that are going to attack their hens. Meanwhile, the hens just eat and eat and eat because they have to lay an egg every day, and it's a significant percentage of their body weight. It's amazing, really, what they do. I do enjoy my chickens. See, look at them scraping and pecking. They're uncovering the bugs, and then they're eating them. It's a blustery, sunny afternoon, and I came back in the orchard to check out this apple tree. There's a lot of apple trees back here. They don't really bear because they're in too much shade, or so I thought. But this year, when I was out here trying to mow unsuccessfully, this is a hard place to mow, I noticed there are so many apples this year on this tree. I've never seen so many. There's a couple, and there's one, and there's one. I think I've already counted probably a dozen on this tree. We've never gotten more than 1 or 2. I'm so excited. Yeah, there's ones. Oh, there's a bunch up at the top. Wow. I'm not really sure why it's doing that. Let's go back and look at the pear tree. That might be worth checking out. Oh yeah, this pear tree is always loaded. It is, look how tall it is. Woohoo! Adam tried to cut the height out of it 3 different years. He got the first 2 done, but the last time he was too scared. I was afraid that the top of it was going to fall on him. I don't blame him. It always bears so well, and the fruit is already setting. That's great. I did make some pear butter last year. Didn't really keep a good eye on the tree, but this year I'm going to do better. Oh my goodness. Well, you have to feed everybody. The thing that I would love to bear are my grapevines. They're totally untended. We have cut them back before, but like this bunch, we don't really, it's not our goal to be a vineyard or anything like that. But this is all covered up with honeysuckle, and you know how I feel about honeysuckle. It's a mess out here. All these little scraggly trees are growing up in the middle. This is too hard to keep a hold of, and there's really nothing except for putting the chickens back here, which really isn't working anymore now that I've lost so many. I was back in the pasture, which the pasture is just on the other side of this little fence, on the other side of the grapevine. And I had not let the chickens out here, but Bibby had sneaked in. She leapt over that red fence and jumped because she loves to come back here. But I was in the pasture and I heard something up in the trees. I don't know what those trees are over there. There's big pine trees here. This is the back of the orchard back here. It's kind of open. This is where my chickens, if they get killed by a predator, they always get killed in this area. And I heard a hawk up there, that screechy, angry sound. He was mad that I was back here. And he knew that he wasn't going to be able to catch anybody if I was back here. I had my first mosquito bites on my ankles today, so I'm wearing my boots right now. Well, I'm going to walk back in. I love to be out here this time of year because it's cool. In about a month, it'll be so hot. In 2 months, it'll be so hot, I'll come out and do my chickens and go straight back in. And you will notice an increased depression in me as the summer progresses. I have what they call seasonal affective disorder, but I have the weird kind that hates summer and prefers, I love really cool weather. Weather that Adam thinks is just too cold is perfect yard weather for me. Isn't it lovely? That's not a bad shot. I've got to learn how to mow in here. It was kind of terrifying. I came in here to mow and I kept on getting the mower stuck in these ditches. Maybe I should turn the camera around so you can see. There's these ditches back here because the previous owner, Mr. Mahi, who was a Frenchman, this was his vegetable garden. It's quite big. And he had kind of raised beds, and the remnants of that, the undulation of the soil is still there, and you can really get the mower stuck. So after I got stuck about 3 times, I thought, this is too scary. So I went back out that, and it's hard to get in that gate with a mower. I had to do a 17-point turn just to get through the gate. So let me show you what the soil looks like here. This is a good example. You can still, we haven't done anything to it. We haven't dug anything, but you can still see the trenches. Here's one, and then it's more raised, and then there's one. And it doesn't help that every time we lose an animal, whether it's a dog or a chicken, we've lost 4 dogs on this property, which is why we no longer have any dogs that are outside at all, even inside a gated pasture. Every time one of the dogs dies, the chickens die. Adam buries them in here. So we have these holes. Like, I think that's where Ned is buried over there. That's a little crushing to think about. And so in the raised sections, trees have grown here in the middle, but you can really still see, here's one side of a raised bed and another side of a raised bed. And that's where I kept on getting stuck. And there was a mound of debris back there. Can you see that big chunk? And I think it was just some clippings or cuttings, and then we never did, oh gosh, I'm standing in some fire ants. Never did clear it out, and it grew and grew. And now it's got shrubbery in there. It's a mess. It's hard to mow along the sides, but it is so pretty. This is the chickens' favorite tree, but they don't get to be here anymore. They love to rest underneath that tree.